everybody, and welcome back to Keep the Peace Reviews, LEGO DREAMZzz. I'm Meso, and today I'm going to be taking a look at set number 71455, Grimkeeper the Cage Monster. This set has 274 pieces, will be sold starting on August 1st, 2023, and has a price of $37.99 USD for some reason. I'm really excited to talk about this set. The buildable figures from Dreams have been the thing I've been most interested in since the theme got first announced. We took a look at Bunchu. Now we're here to take a look at Grimkeeper. This set has been somewhat polarizing for people, so I'm eager to take a look and see what I think for myself. So we're going to go ahead and give a breakdown of the set, show off what it can do, its minifigure selection, the alternate builds it can have, and then I'm going to give my verdict not only on the set itself, but also the platform which this set, Z-Blob and Bunchu, are based on, and what it could potentially mean for the future of LEGO buildable figures, because my Bionicle bias is strong. So without further ado, let's start. I just want to say thank you to the LEGO Ambassador Network for providing us with these sets for review. We really appreciate getting to take a look at them. Thanks to them. Let's kick it off. Grimkeeper the Cage Monster is another Dreams set I have lots to say on, due to it being a buildable figure with a high amount of articulation. Because I'm a Bionicle fan, I tend to pay attention whenever LEGO tries new and creative ways to design articulated figures. And while I think Grimkeeper has some issues that we'll talk about, overall I do think this set is successful in what it's trying to do. From the beginning, I was immediately struck by how vibrant the color scheme for this set was. The pink accent colors mixing with the white and spring yellowish green was not immediately a color scheme I was fully in support of, but all the villain sets from this wave make such great use of it to accent the darker shades of black and gray that make up most of the models. His build itself is very straightforward, though with a few interesting wrinkles during the process, namely the torso, which is Grimkeeper's biggest point of originality. His torso is a cage that can open and close, allowing for minifigures to be trapped inside. In this instance, Cooper has unfortunately fallen prey to Grimkeeper, and it's up to Mateo and Z-Blob to save him. I think this feature's pretty simple, but it works very well, giving Grimkeeper a unique appearance and a play feature that's distinctly his own. I'm a really big fan of Grimkeeper's head, which stands out as the only white pieces used on the entire model. This really draws the eye, and it was a great choice to add some contrast to the set in this way. I think the printing used here for the eyes works super well, leading down to his jaw and these curled horns of sorts. All these design elements combine in a way that works really well, giving Grimkeeper a super standout identity. The pink spikes behind the head are also a really nice touch, giving another splash of vibrant color and being able to be independently positioned on a hinge. This can lead to some cool posing opportunities depending on if you want the spikes raised up or splayed back. Just like Bunchu, this set is phenomenal with articulation. Between the head, the shoulder, and hip ratchet joints, and the ankles, the set has 7 points of free-range articulation. In addition, the shoulder armor can be freely positioned, allowing for Grimkeeper to raise his arms up higher than he otherwise would be able to if you really wanted to do that. The pink spikes can move up and down, as can the fingers and toes. The white horns on his head can be adjusted, and the new joints, as well as Grimkeeper's wrists, can spin, allowing for a ton of really dynamic posability, which I think is just fantastic. Unfortunately, for as cool as Grimkeeper is, he falls prey to a rather major flaw. That being this back design. Yikes. Because the torso is taller than Bunchu, and there's more total surface area to it, the lack of armor or any kind of back construction at all stands out like a sore thumb. It genuinely looks unfinished, and really brings the model down. They could have done something more here. Grimkeeper's lantern is an awesome little build and features a cool glowing eye and a pair of transparent pink wings. It really adds a spark to the set, and I think it comes across way better with its inclusion. As with all the other Dreams sets, Grimkeeper features a robust and detailed instruction booklet adorned with bright colors, cool patterns, and full-page comic spreads that tell a story while you build. I like calling this out because these instruction booklets have phenomenal production value and showcase the most exciting function of LEGO Dreams. When you reach a certain page in the instructions, your build diverges and you choose your own outcome, creating a branching path for the final model you're left with. In the case of Grimkeeper, it differs somewhat from the shark ship and Bunchu in that the branching path does not relate directly to the main build, but rather a separate, standalone model, a construct of Z-Blob, piloted by Mateo. You can either choose what appears to be a bike of some sort, or a flying vehicle. We'll start with the bike first. I really like this model, and between the two, I do think it looks the best. I love how Z-Blob's head just kind of hangs off the front and can be positioned up or down depending on your preference. Mateo definitely looks cool riding this thing, and it's definitely my preference between the two models, though it can be somewhat difficult to pose unless you lower the vehicle very close to the ground due to the stability of the wing pieces. The second build, this flying vehicle, is pretty straightforward, but it still looks cool. Z-Blob is stationary in this version, but the ability for the wings to move up and down definitely lets you get some movement out of the model even still. But honestly, while these builds are cool, and I appreciate their inclusion because of the conflict in a box angle, I would have rather gotten rid of this alternate build entirely if it allowed more of a parts budget for Grimkeeper to be improved in his design, specifically the back. I find it kinda superfluous personally, but that's just me. The set comes with two minifigures, Mateo and Cooper. Mateo's a great minifigure and really stands out, with his cape, pencil, and hourglass arming him to fight against the nightmare creatures. I love him a ton, and that hasn't changed from the shark ship. I'm super glad to have Cooper, who many in the fandom call Blonde Jay because of his use of Jay's hairpiece from Ninjago. I really like his design. His colors complement each other super well, and I'm really glad I have him in my collection. All in all, I think this set has a lot to it. It is really well made, it's super cool, but it does seem like at $37.99 USD, it is on the expensive side. And I don't know how much here really elevates the set above Bunchu the Bunny, which only sold for $20. So ultimately, that's going to be a personal call. So when all's said and done, would I recommend Grimkeeper? I don't know. I really don't know. I love him, but in the interest of being honest, I didn't have to pay for him. So I'm just appreciating this set based on what it is and what it can do. And yeah, I like it. I like how he looks. I think he looks very cool. He has a great appearance to him. He can do a lot of cool posing. He's got a lot of cool building techniques. I like the set. But is it really almost twice as good as Izzy and Bunchu the Bunny? Because it's almost double the price. It's $38 versus Bunchu's $20. And I'm looking at the set, and I don't think it is. I really don't. Like, when you really think about where this piece to price discrepancy is coming from, it's coming from the body. It's coming from the torso. It's coming from the cage construction. It's coming from how tall it is, how wide he is. But that has drawbacks. That's not unanimously positive. Like, how can I do this? I'm trying to make sure my focus lets you see it. There we go. This right here. This is the deal breaker for this set. And it will be the deal breaker for a lot of people with this set. because this looks awful. And that's what this set has to its name. It's bigger in its build, it's taller, it's wider, but then you have this on the back, and I don't know, does the cage feature make up $18? Because there's no piece variation. Like, it has not even 20 more pieces. So we're talking very minor. That's what, like a $2 discrepancy by the standard LEGO pricing rates, at least that we as a community go off of. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. And then, of course, you have, you know, the alternate build. That does count, I suppose. But, I don't know. This doesn't exactly scream $20 either. So, I'm kind of at a loss for words. It's not like the worst thing in the world. For what you're paying for, you're getting a good value. It's a great set. The amount of articulation this thing has is crazy, and I love it. Because unlike Bunchu that has closed fists, this guy has claws. So the claws have extra points of articulation as well. The head can swivel all around. The horns can go up if you want them to. You know, the feet can move all around. It's just a really cool set. It's very dynamic. You can do lots with him. And I adore how he looks. I think he looks super cool. But I wouldn't be honest if I didn't call out that price discrepancy as something to keep in mind. But, you know, like I said for Bunchu, the platform here, I think, is really solid, and I love what they're able to do. I love the amount of posability that they're able to achieve, because they're not like fixed 90-degree bent limbs, but rather kind of a natural curve. And then the ability to swivel them around like the elbow, I think, really helps too. Do I see these as the future of LEGO Construction, though? Not really. I think that this set doesn't work quite as well proportion-wise as Bunchu did. Bunchu, I thought, was really cool for like a smaller character build. Whereas this guy, I mean, you have the really tall torso and then the stubby little legs, which I think it works for Grimkeeper. That's kind of the look they're going for. But could I see a whole line of like Toa characters, for instance, in Bionicle, the larger mainline buildable heroes? Could I see them looking like this with the tall bodies and short limbs? Not really, no. I think this definitely is more catered for smaller characters like Z-Blob, like Bunchu, and then Grimkeeper is just kind of that anomaly that he works the look because he's evil. You know what I mean? But those are just my ramblings. I still like the system on its own merits. Not everything has to be about Bionicle. It just is with me because I'm a fanboy of it. But I definitely would like to see LEGO experiment with this system more in the future, because I think it does have merit. And I'm eager to check out sets that use it going forward, because I like buildable figures. If you could get Grimkeeper on a sale, maybe, like a discount, even like of 20% off, $5 off, I'd be way more inclined to recommend. As it stands, though, it's really just a matter of how much you like the aesthetic. And I do. It's a good set. But that price it's questionable. But what do you guys think? Do you guys like Grimkeeper? Do you guys like LEGO Dreams? Do you have complaints? Do you have criticisms? Please feel free to let me know in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you want to get notified when we post more videos, please be sure to like, subscribe, and ding that notification bell for more awesome LEGO content. And if you'd like to support us in any other way, you can check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/TheTTV channel, where for as low as $1 a month, you can get access to our private Discord server, where we have all sorts of fun conversations about all your favorite LEGO themes. I'm Meso from Keep the Peace, and I will be back soon with another fantastic Dreams review. Have a great one, guys.